your thoughts on a road trip that certainly didn't end as well as it began?
Well, bookend the sweeps. We swept one team, another team swept us. Obviously not too happy about the way we played against Cleveland this year, both home and road.
Do you have concerns about how your team is playing right now, or is it just a matter of the Indians, as we talked about in Game 1, just at least for right now, having your team's number?
No, we didn't do anything offensively, and we didn't do anything on the mound, really. They scored 9 runs. We had 4 hits, so today we just didn't do much on either side of the ball, and quite frankly, they kind of kicked our asses all 6 games.
Michael Fulmer gets the start. Didn't go as well as it did in Minnesota for him. What'd you see from him tonight?
A little trouble, I think, commanding the fastball early led to the runs in the first inning. He settled down after that. Still gave us some length. Pitched a little bit deeper than he did last outing, but not quite as sharp.
He didn't throw many changeups, if any. Is that something that still has to come for him to find success as a starter?
He threw some changeups. He threw a real good one at Chisenhall. A couple of them were that he threw ended up being hit, and the Indians got hits on him. But he did throw them. I think really it was the fastball command today was the big difference compared to Minnesota.
It's 4-0, and then Nick Castellanos makes it 4-3. It's got to be fun for you to see a young player get it, at least through the first 5 weeks of a season, as Nick seems to have this season.
He's been the most consistent offensive player we have, really. He and Victor, and he's come up with a couple big 3-run home runs on this road trip. The first one ended up helping us win a ball game. This one got us back into it. Unfortunately, we didn't do anything else.
The Jimenez homer right after that, right after it's 4-3, it becomes 5-3, and it's tough for your team not to sag at that point?
Well, it always stings. When you score runs, you hate to give runs back the following half inning.
Your bullpen has been good. That wasn't the case tonight. Tough night for Alex Wills.
Yeah, everyone's going to have an off night. The bullpen's been solid, really, for the first 5 weeks of the season. Off night tonight, and that'll happen. I'm not too concerned about the bullpen at this point.
Welcome to the Two Man Advantage podcast. I'm Nick Deziel along with Kevin McShan, and it's been a long time since I was able to sit here and talk a little sports with you. So we're going to start with the Tigers.
What
else?
Team that can't score any runs? Yeah, absolutely. You've arisen from the dead. It's nice to see you again. And the Tigers apparently can't beat the Cleveland Indians at all this year.
0-for-5. Craziness. I can't believe it. It's like they can beat everybody else, but they can't beat the Indians. How does that work? It's not like the Indians are, an all-star team.
Well, the Tigers have been a streaky bunch all year. They get hitting and they don't get pitching, and they get pitching and they don't hit. So it's a mixed bag of goodness for the Tigers this year, and spent a lot of money on this lineup and over $200 million in free agency, and they should be better than what the record indicates this year.
Well, I think the offense is very, very, very good. I think
at times.
I think they have the potential to be very good. And now the starting pitching has to be better. Justin Verlander has to be Justin Verlander, or they're in big trouble. I'm not sure. I think the bullpen is better. I really like Justin Wilson. Frankie Rodriguez at the end of games isn't making me all excited. It's one of those things. We think we know who the Tigers are. They go on this nice little run, and then all of a sudden they can't hit with runners in scoring position, and their starting pitching blows. So, and then the next couple of games they're winning 9-2, and Zimmerman's shutting teams out, and Miggy has 5 RBIs. So it seems like the same thing every year is very ebb and flow with the Tigers.
Well, their starting rotation has been very, very, very inconsistent. The only consistent piece that you had mentioned before has been Zimmerman. And Mike Pelfrey, I know that was your favorite signing of the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
And Verlander is suffering from the Kate Upton effect, I guess.
Jeez. Everybody that believes that out there is going, yes, Kevin, I agree with you.
But, the Tigers, their main problem has been, first of all, Justin Upton keeps going in and out of the lineup. And I do think, as we talked about earlier,
I think he's got a 7-game hitting streak going.
Yeah, but they're paying him a lot of money, and he hasn't really produced what they're paying him for. But I do think the lineup change worked for Brad Ausmus. But apparently they can't beat Cleveland. So as soon as they start their weekend series at home, hopefully they'll find their motor and start winning more than they're losing.
I agree with you. Hopefully, whatever. Yeah, I think we're going to probably see the same Tigers that we see every year. They're probably going to hang right around the 500 mark, and then just like last year, they decided to sell because Miggy got hurt and Victor was hurt and Justin wasn't Verlander of old. So I think they're going to probably do the same thing. They're going to hover right around or just above or just below the 500 mark. Hopefully it's not just below, or Ausmus will be finding another job. But
thankfully,
I think that they're going to hang right around that area just before the trade deadline and either make a move or sell again. I doubt they're going to sell again. I think the team's good enough. I really like the Zimmerman signing. I'm sure everybody else does too. But yeah, something's got to give here. They got to get in. Or some people are going to lose their jobs, and Tigers fans will not be happy.
Well, I mean, this is the end of the Brad Ausmus contract, his original contract. So if he wins, it'll be extended, and if he loses, he won't. But looking at the Tigers, I think they have to get more consistent out of their starting rotation. Because I do actually think their bullpen has improved from a year ago.
It has improved, definitely. And you look down there now, what they didn't have last year, even in the fifth, sixth, and periodically the seventh inning, you have guys like Verhagen, you guys got guys like Alex Wilson, guys that like maybe Mike Pelfrey is better out of the bullpen. Maybe you push him there once Daniel Norris gets back. I think they have a lot of options down in the bullpen now. They have some arms that Brad Ausmus can go to. They have to hit with runners in scoring position. Like watching the game last night, you get guys on the corners, and then a guy grounds on a double play with nobody out. That guy from third base should score, right? Justin Upton. He didn't. I don't know. He kind of just froze, and they didn't score the run. The next inning, the Indians put up 4. The rest is history. So just some mental mistakes, and maybe they can get some more consistency.
Oh well, offensively, I think Ian Kinsler's been their most consistent offensive player all year. And certainly
Castellanos.
And Nick Castellanos is off to a good start, but they need more out of J.D. Martinez, Upton, and certainly Miguel Cabrera is seemingly coming out of his slump, so that's good.
Well, stick with us. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk some Lions. Oh, Lions and Tigers and Leafs. As usual, what we talk about here in the 2 Man Advantage podcast. Well, the Lions just re-upped Ziggy Ansah, and we're going to tell you what he said.